and JJ.
Hit it!
It's time for The Frangie Show on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, welcome in. The new drug today is, what a victory Monday. This should count as 2 victories, shouldn't it? We should have 2 victory Mondays.
Sounds good to me. You win by 29 over a team with 7 wins. It's pretty impressive.
I will tell you this. Obviously, we'll talk a lot, mostly Jaguars today, because it's a day to celebrate, as we've been doing on the radio station all day today. We'll get to the other stuff going on in the world, too. The Gator Miami Hoops last night, the Kiffin Chase, and all the other stuff, the college football playoff pending. But today's about the Jags winning last night. I'll tell you this, or yesterday, the way they did. There's so many storylines. You and I covered a lot of them in Duval Rundown today. And you could pick which one stood out the most. You know, not what part of the game stood out the most. We'll do that, too. But what the story said the most. And there's a lot of those. But I will tell you, the NFL set up, you and I had this talk last week, Hayes. The NFL set up where the struggling team plays the red-hot team, and the red-hot team's favored, and the struggling team wins because that's just how the NFL is, right? We've said that 1,000 times, and there's reasons for that because you can't be up every game. And I'm not saying some of that wasn't in play. I'm sure it was. But yesterday was more than that. I think if there's a storyline for me, it's the one that, and I'm repeating what everybody else said too, I suppose, but it is my opinion. That was the best way to explain to everybody, if you didn't buy it yet, that these are not the same old Jags. I said that at the end of our game broadcast. I told Jeff Lagerman, if there's one story that comes out of this isn't same old Jags. Look good for a while, but at the end, the other guy's better, and at the end, the other guy's in the playoffs, and we're not. And this is not. That doesn't. That has nothing to do with how it's going to end. We still have 7 games left in the season, but the fact that it's not same old Jags to me was that's the storyline I held the closest after watching that game.
Well, bravo Shad Khan and bravo Tony Baselli, because they have found the right head coach in Liam Cohen. I mean, what he has shown over this last week, I think, has been exceptional. I thought the way he handled the Texans loss in the first 24 hours was smart. I thought the way that he obviously was able to get these guys, they had 1 penalty yesterday. I mean, for a team that has been committing 7 to 12 penalties a game, they had 1 penalty for 5 yards. So the way he was able to get them to lock in, the players deserve credit for it too. But it starts with the head coach. And for Liam Cohen to have that team ready to play as well as they did yesterday, even if the Chargers did have a game where they sort of mailed it in, haven't had their bye week, now they're having it, long trip, all that stuff. Even if the Chargers obviously played a poor game for what they normally are, the Jaguars still got them in a corner early in the game and threw haymaker after haymaker after haymaker, and were the most physical team by a mile on both sides of the line throughout the game, which has obviously been an issue for them. So to me, it speaks to Liam Cohen, his hold on this team, and I mean that in the best way possible. And then obviously Jags Digital, it's always so great on Sunday nights after a victory when they post Liam talking to the team. It's just, you can see a coach that has ambition, has a vision. He is not going to get, if the Jaguars do make the playoffs this year, there's not going to be a resting on the laurels. There's not going to be, okay, well, now I'm going to delegate responsibility to my, friends here. Liam Cohen has a clear idea what he wants his career to look like, and I think his drive is very commendable, and I think it comes forward. Liam Cohen has an edge as a coach, and I think you saw the locker room starting to develop its own edge, and I thought that was really, Liam's main point in the locker room is, this is us. And if they can harness that every week, they're going to be a very dangerous football team.
I told you this today on the rundown. I'll say it again now with our radio audience listening. All the to-do about Liam Cohen, because your point's very good, by the way, as was your column. All the points about Liam Cohen were play calling. What a terrific play caller he was at Kentucky, and how he learned the offense under Sean McVay, and how he unlocked all this with Baker Mayfield, and how he committed to the running game. All of it was connected to play calling, which he's very good at, by the way. What we learned, and I think the point you're making is he's a really good leader. He really connects with players. He really understands the psychology of the human mind and how do you motivate guys. Nobody told us that because nobody knew. I say nobody knew. You know what I mean? I mean, that was the part that nobody saw coming. You always hope that's there, that a guy's a good leader and connects with guys and guys want to play for him and they run through a wall. You hope all that's there. But if you go back and look at the great coaches, Tom Coughlin was a hard ass, but boy, he connected with guys because they knew he was real and they knew he was tough and it was real and he cared about them, right? The whole caring about them, Hayes, is a big part of this. You know that if you know they care, if they know you care about them, you can coach them tough. So I agree with you. Your take on Liam is dead on, and so it was a great win for him. If you look at the things that came out of that win, to your point, one penalty. They didn't punt. They had 30 first downs to 8. I'm trying to remember if I've ever seen that other than one of these college games, that when the Spurrier Gators are playing Richmond, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about in pro sports. I don't know that I remember many NFL games like that. The handful I do, the Jags are on the wrong end of them. San Francisco, London games, but I can't remember one. So they dominated them. They dominated them physically, and frankly, they dominated them with a lot of their guys not in the game. I think that's what stood out as much as anything. I made this point last night. The Jaguars, of their first 10 games, they've played 10 now, based on current records, 8 of the 10 games have been against teams with 500 records or better. That counts 2 against the Texans who are at 500. So 8, they have played the Chiefs and the Chargers and the Seahawks and the Rams they have played the Texans twice, the 49ers. They've played really good teams.
Even Carolina is 6-5.
Right, they're over 500. And now the 7 teams they have left, 4 of those games, because I'm counting the Titans twice, obviously, are against teams that don't have winning records. So again, it doesn't always play out that cleanly,
and really aren't even close to having winning records.
Right. They have 3 games. They have 3 games against Jets, Titans. That I rarely say, well, you should be embarrassed if you lose, because the NFL isn't like that. Anybody can beat anybody in the NFL. But I'd be really surprised if they lost one of those 3 games, wouldn't you?
Yes.
Those 3 games. The Cardinals, maybe not. It's on the road. It's a long trip. He completed a bunch of passes yesterday.
But the Cardinals are 1-7 in their last 8.
Right, and they're not very good either.
They started out 2-0, and we were like, wow, is Arizona maybe a surprise team? No.
They're
you're talking.
They're horrible on defense.
So you got Arizona, who's 3-7. And the Titans are the other good thing about, how it breaks down moving forward. The Colts and Texans, they've already played the Titans both games. Like, they're done with the Titans. The Jaguars haven't even seen them once yet. So if you view the Titans as basically a roll the ball out and win the game, which it's hard not to with what we've seen them become, and they're going to take on even more. Now Ridley, it looks like, is out for the year, and they have a promising rookie, Chim Dike, out of Florida that got a concussion yesterday, so you don't know what his status will be. But the Titans were already awful, and now got even more beat up yesterday. And the Jaguars have yet to play the Titans. The Colts and Texans, they've already swept the Titans. Those games are done for them. So, again, that's another way in which this schedule really starts to tilt favorably to the Jaguars. And to your point, it should, because they've gone through such a gauntlet in their first 10.
Yeah, and I will tell you, I like where they are from a emotional standpoint. So we'll take a break. We will get to the Kiffin search. We will get to, obviously, Florida football, Florida State football. A lot of stuff happened over the weekend that wasn't Jaguar-related. Boy, Georgia looked good against Texas. We'll certainly talk about that coming up on the program today. In fact, we've got our college football rewind coming up, and I'll even remember to get to it today, just so in case you're wondering. My goal is to remember today. Okay?
Cool.
I'm all about remembering. Okay? That's what I am.
We did the college football rewind last week.
That was the NFL I did. Okay? So I tell you what, I'm even going to remember that one too. But I'm going to start with Jaguar football. I'm going to start with the fact that I think the Jaguars really are in a good place, and I'm excited about them, and we'll talk all about that. There's a long way to go, but a great feel-good win that you all should feel good about. I know we all do. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
It's D-Rock's deep dive into Jacksonville football.
Hey, where's your sense of adventure?
Mike DeRocco with Mike Dempsey and Fat Tony every Thursday on Jaguars Today. Opened by Lee and Kate's Glass on 1010XL.
Are you ready to upgrade your windows or patio doors? It's the Black Friday sales event going on now at Renewal by Andersen. Buy now and pay nothing until 2027. That's no money down, no payments, and no interest for 2 years. This offer expires November 30th. Renewal by Andersen, proud partner of the Florida Gators. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
Now, the Randy Marion Cadillac Drive of the Game. Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville. Drive to the game in luxury with Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville.
The young guns styled and profiled all over their opponents and put together a drive that displayed their dominance. Trevor Lawrence led the group on a 16-play, 76-yard drive, capped off by a Tim Patrick touchdown, making the score 28-6 with 11:38 left in regulation. The 9-minute drive is your Randy Marion Cadillac Drive of the Game.
Attention small business owners. Did you know you can get 100% tax deduction on a brand new Cadillac?
That's right. Choose your new Cadillac and qualify for a 2025 tax deduction of up to 100% of the purchase price.
There's never been a better time to own a Cadillac and drive your business forward in style.
Visit Randy Marion Cadillac on Southside Boulevard in Jacksonville today for incredible deals and expert advice.
Don't miss your chance. Experience the luxury you deserve and the savings you need.
Plus tax tag title, $9.99 admin fee, and resistol on approved credit.
Go inside your home team's locker room with Jags beat reporter Hayes Carline.
Check out my blog at 1010XL.com.
So you can catch all the news and nuggets you need to know.
My blog is brought to you by Roland Reach Plumbing,
where quality and experience count.
Hey, First Coast, it's your boy Leon Searcy, your lemon pepper guy. Back and better than ever for Wingstop. You know I can't resist those crispy, flavorful wings that make your taste buds dance. Wingstop just opened a hot new spot on Jeremiah Street in Middleborough. There's 17 locations, now serving up the most mouth-watering wings in town. And my all-time favorite, lemon pepper. Try their new quick and easy ordering on the app and swing by today for fresh, hot wings made for you. Only at Wingstop.
Tired of plumbers trying to sell you instead of help you? At Superior Plumbing and Pipeline, and we do things differently. We hire real plumbers, not salesmen, and we never pay commission. That means no upselling, no pressure, and no unnecessary repairs. Just honest, expert work at a fair price. So the next time you need a plumber you can trust, make the superior choice and call Superior Plumbing and Pipelining, where quality comes first and honesty is standard. Superior Plumbing and Pipelining. No commissions, just solutions. Learn more at SuperiorPlumbingJacks.com.
Hey Jacksonville, it's Dan Hicken with a game changer. I've tested the field, and Checkmate Coatings is my new go-to for durable, jaw-dropping floor coatings. Better play, better results.
I'm Brendan from Checkmate Coatings. Our precision coatings make your floors the MVP of any space.
Slam dunk your floors at checkmatecoatings.com. Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Jeff Lagerman for Napa Auto Care Centers. This football season, make sure your ride can get to that tailgate or travel to the away game safely and dependably. You can trust the ASE certified professionals at any one of the 29 independently owned Napa Auto Care Centers and the quality Napa parts they use. Napa Auto Care Centers can handle everything: oil changes, air conditioning, brakes, engines, transmissions. Napa Auto Care Centers offers a nationwide 24-month, 24,000-mile peace of mind warranty on most repairs. Find one near you at jacksnapaautocare.group.com.
Mike Dempsey for Apex Roofing and Contracting of Jacksonville Beach. If your roof's got any damage, if it leaks, if it's just old and ugly, call my friends at Apex Roofing. But Mike, roofs are so expensive. It's true, quality roofing is not cheap, but Apex Roofing has up to 100% financing available, so you don't have to compromise quality for budget. Apex Roofing, no shortcuts, no stress, just quality work with financing available. Reach for the peak with Apex Roofing and Contracting in Jacksonville Beach. ApexRoofingFL.com.
I'm Holt Harrell with Harrell & Harrell. Choosing a law firm after an accident is an important decision. With so many messages, we know it can all sound the same. At Harrell & Harrell, we believe what sets us apart is our commitment to you. We'll help you find doctors to get you better, and we'll work hard to maximize any recovery. Visit our website and look at our reviews to see how we've helped people just like you make this important decision. Harrell & Harrell. Offices, Jacksonville.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
And they run it with Etienne to the left side, to the 10, inside the 5-yard line, stretching for the pylon. Travis Etienne, touchdown! A touchdown run of 13 yards! Jacksonville's extended the lead. This one's been all Jaguars all day long at Everbank Stadium.
It's a Best Bet Monday on The Frangie Show with fantastic locations in Jacksonville, Orange Park, and St. Augustine. It's Best Bet.
Boy, that was a fun one to call. Boy, a fun game to call.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness, it was a fun game to call. Yeah, I mean, that was laying it to the Chargers like that. It's funny. It's kind of, you know, the play-by-play guys, everyone knows each other, right? So I was winning the Chargers in our booth in Jacksonville, right next. Most stadiums are right next to each other, but Jacksonville they're right next to each other here at Everbank. So I went in there talking to Money Smith and Daniel Jeremiah, who are wonderful guys. You see Daniel Jeremiah on NFL Network, but he's also the color commentator for Chargers games. And I'm in there talking, and we're talking, and they're both really good guys. And I kind of what I told them is, you know, what do you think? I said, well, look, you guys are red hot. And our team's trying to get back into it. And I said, we will. The coach is really good, and they agree. They're big Liam fans. But I walked out of there thinking, you know, guys, they're in a really good place. You know, we're not in a really good place. And then, boom, just like that, it happens. It's kind of interesting. So, all right, a bunch of stuff about the Jaguar game. I'm going to go through a litany of things. Hayes, agree or disagree. Number one, I think they've got a good football team. There's areas where they've got to get better. Number two, I really applaud them for not. We talked about this last week. What do you do to get better? Well, you make Emmanuel Ogbah inactive. He's had a nice career. He's been a good pass rusher, but there's not much left anymore. You activate your two young guys, Danny Strigo and B.J. Green. Strigo was in the regular rotation. I mean, it was Josh Hines Allen and Trayvon Walker first series. Did you notice this? The very second series, he was in there for Trayvon. The very third series, he was in there for Josh. So he was in a 3-man end rotation to start the game. So they really like him. B.J. Green had a sack that was nullified on the worst call I think I've ever seen. If B.J. Green's sack was roughing the passer, then clearly don't let you hit the quarterback at all. Clearly what the NFL has told us now is it's not about target point. It's not about late hits. It's not about driving them into the ground. What the NFL is telling us, Hayes, very clearly is we want you to not hit the quarterback very hard. I'm not making this up. I'm not trying to exaggerate. What they've made it clear is if you have to hit the quarterback, please put your hands around him softly and guide him to the ground. Because if you do anything more than that, we're going to call a penalty. I mean, I'm all about protecting your assets. And the quarterbacks are the $50 million assets. I get it. But if we're going to start calling that, then they've clearly said, please be careful with our quarterbacks. Even if it means you missed a tackle and he throws a touchdown, we're okay with that. But please, if you're going to tackle him, just guide him to the ground softly. I'm not making that. I'm not exaggerating. That's clearly what they said. So I felt that one pissed me off.
They should just start saying velocity 15 yards.
Yeah,
automatic.
That's exactly right.
That's what it is.
That's exactly right. So
it's a matter of when they see any sort of force.
Yeah.
Then they're going to call it.
Yeah,
and yesterday was that was just a
horrendous
disgrace.
Call. But I thought the young players playing mattered. Cole Van Lanen makes them better. He is a physical. I'm not saying you go pick a guy to bench, but he's that we've been hearing for 2 years how many good camps he's had and good practices he's had. He made him better at the line of scrimmage. I thought that mattered.
Franchise quarterback really complimented Cole Van Lanen after the game.
Yeah, I mean he is really. This is a guy that's a good player, man. I don't. When Anton Harrison comes back and Ezra Cleveland's healthy, I know he's not one of the 5. I'm playing him somewhere. I'm playing him somewhere. I'm playing him in that 5. I think he's a really good player. He's he's a really good NFL offensive lineman and a physical offensive lineman. So I think that stood out. I thought the commitment to use more of Tootin between the tackles really stood out. Travis Etienne's having a wonderful season, one of the best backs in the league. But when you want to go between those tackles, give it to the hammer, which is what Jeff Lagerman's calling him now, and I think he's right. I hope he's okay, by the way. He had an ankle, but I thought that stood out. Throwing the ball to Jacoby Myers. It is very clear now, De'Ami Brown's healthy. There's no lingering from the concussion, right, Hayes? I mean, he's healthy.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's just been benched.
There's no. They just realized he's not the guy. And Jacoby Myers, boy, you can watch him come out of routes. You can watch him catch the football. So, point number one, I want you to agree or disagree or assess my thoughts on this. But I thought you had to change some personnel. You added 2 young defensive ends, one of who was right in your rotation. You added an offensive lineman by necessity, but I think you got to stay with him. You added plays for a running back that you hadn't called for him before. That toss counter where he tossed it like a toss sweep, yet he cuts back right after catching it. You hadn't run that in a while. I think you got to talk about that. And it made it. And I think it's becoming clear to me now that number 3 is going to be the wide receiver 1 because he's going to catch the football. So that's 5 cases where you've changed personnel. And NFL teams are too often reluctant to do that. They're reluctant to do it. So I thought there were some personnel adjustments, some with who played, some with the way you called the plays for them, some with how much you targeted them, that I thought made a big difference in that game.
Yeah, without a doubt. And, again, it wasn't a ton of snaps for the 2 young defensive ends. Strigal had 10 and Green had 7. But that encourages me even more because it was obvious they were out there. So
great point.
When I was surprised, I was thinking. Now again, the Chargers didn't run a lot of offensive plays, which also was shocking. How they only ran 48 plays
in the whole game.
The Jaguars had 71. So it from a percentage standpoint, 10 of 48 isn't. That's a higher percentage than just 10 snaps in a normal game where you got 65 snaps or so. But I was encouraged by the fact that Strigal and Green in 17 combined snaps stood out. And so, yeah, they need a youth movement there. It will be interesting to see with Ogba if they release him, how that's going to work. But they should go with Strigal and Green now in the supplemental role there. And and Cole Van Lanen, look, when Trevor Lawrence gets up there and says, look, this guy can play all 5 spots and play at a really high level. Trevor is always very complimentary of his teammates. But I thought, and he wasn't even, I don't think, directly asked about Cole Van Lanen. I think he started talking about Cole Van Lanen maybe in a general question about the offensive line. But, he went on and on about Cole Van Lanen. So not that Trevor Lawrence is the deciding vote or anything like that, but it bodes well for Cole Van Lanen when the franchise quarterback is praising you to that extent in a post-game press conference. So, yeah, if Anton Harrison is healthy, then I would think you either keep Anton at right and play Van Lanen at left, or move Anton to left, however they figure that out. But and Walker Little, like the whole line played well.
They all played
so
well.
So it's hard to hard to bash anyone after that effort. But I would agree that Cole Van Lanen is starting to play too well to be taken off the field.
And Jacoby Myers is going to get some targets.
Oh yeah, he's phenomenal.
Yeah, he the routes, the way he catches the football. That's what he is. That's a grown up and that's a professional.
Yeah,
that's what you've got with number 3.
And when I say he's phenomenal, obviously he's not Megatron. I'm not trying to say he's going to be some all pro receiver here, but he's phenomenal in his demeanor, his approach, his acumen for the game. What he has been able to do, it looks like he's been with the team since camp.
It really, that's the best description.
How does that possibly happen?
That's a great point. That's the best point. And by the way, he does want to know what time you're interviewing him Friday.
I'll be there. He keeps catching passes. We got to keep it going.
But that's a great point you just made. It looks like he doesn't look new to the team. And we were told the first day he practiced, he hit every route right on the button. And so I think, but now with Parker Washington, with Brenton Strange coming back, with Jacoby Myers. And by the way, I'm somebody who hasn't given up on Brian Thomas Jr., but I think his role is going to change a little. Run some reverses, run a jet sweep, throw some deep balls. That's use the guy what he's good at. Don't run crossers with him because he's not good at it. It's okay if you're not good at it. Use him to do other stuff. You run those crossers with the other guys. So, but I think that one other point. Well, a couple other points. Liam did a great job of getting to those guys. You made the best point of all, and that is they found the right guy. But you guys have to be willing to respond. Part of that's who the roster you've built. Those guys played pissed off yesterday. They play. It's one thing if the coach gets them motivated. You still have to go out there, put your pads on, and do it. They played with an edge. I thought from the first play of the game, the Jaguars won the toss. They deferred. The first play of the game, the way they came off the edge with Trayvon, I think it was.
Yeah.
I thought the first play of the game said, okay. I don't know that I've seen that in 3 games. And it felt that way the entire game. I thought Antonio Johnson played by far his best game as a Jaguar. I thought the ends played the best combination they've played this year. I thought I just thought Devin Lloyd was back to playing well. He'd had after playing great to start the season. He had a couple tough games. I thought he played really well.
Foye doubled Herbert over.
When
Herbert kind of tried to half challenge him. That was a mistake.
Yeah, it was. And Foye continues to play well. So no, I thought they played very well. Last thing about the game, we'll talk. Bucky Brooks is going to join me at 5:15, and we'll talk Jags all week long and start looking ahead to the Cardinals game. Tip of the cap to Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence has been criticized by everybody. Trevor didn't have these great passing numbers. He had he threw a pick. He had a ball sail on him. But I'll say this about him: I get the feeling more and more that he is evolving as the guy that needs that C on his chest. More and more feeling that they respond to him. I will tell you this. If they get to a 9th win, and you and I both feel very strongly they're getting to a 9th win, right? I mean, they've got to win 3 of their last 7, and the schedule is not nearly as daunting as it has been. We all. So I won't say relatively certain, but I think they're getting to a 9th win.
It would be a mini collapse if they come in with 8 wins.
Okay,
now,
I think they're getting to a 9th win. If they get to a 9th win, this Trevor Lawrence guy that so many want to criticize will have authored 3 winning seasons in his last 4. Despite changing coordinators, just changing coaches, he will have made an awful lot of big winning plays. I love that they're using him more as a runner. I thought the 1 touchdown call was a quarterback trap. I thought was a fantastic play call. I sense 16 is becoming their guy. I don't know that he's ever going to have. I don't know that you're ever going to look up and he's got 29 touchdowns and 4 picks. I don't know that that's who he is. Although in 22 he had 25 and 8. But I think Trevor Lawrence is the leader of the Jaguars. I'm starting to sense it a little bit. I'm watching the sideline. He's making plays as a runner. He's making some big throws when he has to make big throws. Again, I'm not putting him in the Hall of Fame. I'm telling you, I see growth from him as a leader and as a guy that is what he has to be for that football team. I really saw it yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that I still think he's got a ways to go.
I do too.
And, I thought yesterday he was fine yesterday for the most part. The pick on the sideline was about as bad a throw as you'll see an NFL quarterback make. So I don't think Trevor had a lot to do with the win yesterday. I think it was the linemen on both sides of the ball basically showed up and said, "We're going to maul these guys for 60 minutes and kick them up and down the field," and Trevor went along for the ride with that, which is fine. You don't always have to go win the game as a quarterback, so it's not to knock him, but I still think there is a significant step that still needs to be made from Trevor Lawrence. But yeah, I mean, look, from a leadership standpoint, good guy standpoint. Yeah, I don't think they have any issues with him there, but I do think the performance can sharpen up.
I don't disagree with that at all. I like who they are. I think I like who this. As a fan, and I am one, but I like this as the team I root for. Of all these years of being a Gators fan, okay, I root for them every year. But there's some Gator teams I like more than others. You know what I mean? There's some Pirates teams I like more than others. Back in my Steeler fans days, there were some Steeler teams I like more than other Steeler teams. I like this group. I like the way I think they're made. I think it'll be a very different roster next year because I still think there's some areas where they really have to get better. I don't think anybody would debate that. But I like this group. And I like the fact that they're going to go to Arizona with Jordan Lewis back, I think. With Brenton Strange back, I think. With Brian Thomas Jr. back, I think. With Anton Harrison back, I think. My guess is, there's no insight on this, that's 4 starters that I think will be back in the starting lineup for them. And I like where they are. I guess that's kind of the point.
I agree. I mean, they have, I think, the right head coach, and I think the right head coach hired the right defensive coordinator. I give Anthony Campanile a ton of credit because you never saw any of those Chargers receivers running wide open. I mean, even the longest play the Chargers hit of the game, the pass from Herbert to Allen, it took a circus catch by Keenan Allen.
A great catch.
To make the play. So I really thought they were going to have a lot of difficulty keeping up with the Charger receivers just because they all sort of do a different thing. They each, have that one trait that kind of makes them special. And, you just worried about Harbaugh and Roman finding the right answer, but you never saw guys running wide open. As impressive as the rush was, and it was, the coverage was fantastic on the back end too. So lots of credit to Anthony Campanile. I mean, he's no Ryan Nielsen, but he's having a fine first year here.
He is no Ryan Nielsen. I think of all the things I've ever heard you say in your 10 years in this industry, that's probably at the top of the list. We'll take a break. I'll give you my take of the week. Our 10-10 take comes up. It involves Lane Kiffin. It involves his press conference. It involves my opinion of what he's going to do. I'm going to throw all that into one take. Hey, that's what I'm going to do. That's next. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
Instant Keys saves the day if you have lost or broken keys. They can program new keys and remotes for nearly every make and model of vehicle at a fraction of the dealership cost. Fast, honest, and reliable locksmith service. Call 722-1111.
Instant Keys. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
Mike Dempsey here. It's truck time at Big Number 1 Duval Ford. Check out their huge selections of brand new F-150s, America's best-selling truck for over 40 years. Right now, drive one home with an incredible 0% financing for 60 months, plus no payments for 90 days. That's right, zero interest and no payments till next year. Your new F-150 is waiting at Big Number 1 Duval Ford. Visit DuvalFord.com or stop by 1616 Cassett Avenue today.
Post-game Monday on 1010XL. Served by Tandy Foods, making quality fresh sandwiches since 1956.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Prosser here for Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Football season is finally here, and with that, hopefully comes cooler weather. And if you've been wanting to upgrade your outdoor living space and just haven't pulled the trigger, you should call the experts at Lifetime Enclosures right now. From glass lanais to screened-in enclosures, Lifetime Enclosures and Flooring is the best in the business. Give them a call today. Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Showroom just off Phillips Highway. Tell them Prosser sent you.
The doctors at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists have resolved my hip and foot issues, and I'm back to training for the 2028 Olympics in LA. This is Garrett Scantling, and I highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This is David Garrard. Following my knee surgeries and recovery, I'm continuing to feel great and would recommend Southeast Orthopedic to anyone who's experiencing orthopedic pain.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Home is where your story begins. And at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, we're here to make it the healthiest, most comfortable place it could be. Whether it's fresh, clean air, dependable plumbing, or reliable power, we take care of it all. From routine maintenance to state-of-the-art solutions, Donovan keeps your home running smoothly. Because at Donovan, we believe your home isn't just where you live, it's where your health meets comfort. Call Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing at 904-270-COOL or visit us online. Let's make your home healthier, safer, and better together.
I'm Frank Frangie, and I've been telling you how proud I am of my daughter Amber, who's lost so much weight on Awaken 180. But it's been a while now, so I wonder if it's something she can maintain. So I sort of asked her, how's it going?
So far, so good, Dad. But you're right, it has been a while. But that's the beauty of the Awaken 180 plan. There's so much variety in the food choices, you don't get bored.
You look great. Do you feel better?
I feel so much better. And I know it's because of the weight loss and how it's changed my lifestyle. So there's no chance I won't sustain it.
Well, what about over the holidays? Look, you grew up in our home, and you know we love the holidays.
Oh, I still plan on enjoying the holidays. I just plan on doing it by eating right. And I've already had the conversation with my coach. She understands the challenges of the holidays, and she's guided so many folks just like me through this. We've already made a plan.
So take my kid's word for it. Awaken 180 works. It's sustainable even over the holidays. So change your life by calling 844-346-1800 or visit awaken180weightloss.com.
Celebrating 30 years in Jax Beach. Beach's Jewelry and Pawn is your go-to for cash on the spot. They buy gold. Huge sale on firearms all month. Save during Florida's Second Amendment sales tax holiday with no sales tax on firearms. Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jax Beach.
1010XL, presented by Farrah and Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farrah doesn't flinch. 10-10
Take.
The 1010 Take is brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter, plumbing, septic, and air conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. That's duckduckrooter.com. If you were ever wondering whether or not Lane Kiffin was going to leave, you can wonder no more. I was shocked and amused by his presser after the game against Florida. They had beaten Florida, a good, solid win against a feisty Florida team, but they fought them off, found a way to win the game. After the game, he was doing his presser. One of the questions he got was the ultimate tee-up question to talk about his love for Ole Miss. The reporter essentially said, Lane, when you see this crowd, when you see how excited they were, when you see how they supported you, isn't it easier now to picture what a blue blood that Ole Miss can be, just like the Blue Bloods, that they can support it, and that that's what you have now? It was the perfect opportunity, Hayes, for Lane Kiffin to say, you're right. Those fans were great. We're in this together. We love them. They love us. Man, it felt as good as it could. He was teeing him up to say that. Lane Kiffin's answer to the question was a smirk and go, were you here last week? That's what he said.
For the Citadel game.
Word for right, when nobody showed up. That's what he said. He goes, his answer to the question when the guy was totally teeing him up to laud Ole Miss and to laud their fans, he goes, were you here last week? I was shocked. He
was today. Were you here last week?
That was it. Do you have the question too, JJ? Well, I want you to play the question and the answer.
Lane, you praised tonight's environment. Since you got here to now, do you believe this Ole Miss fan base and program has kind of risen to the occasion to be respected and revered as a kind of blue blood or elite program?
Was today. Were you here last week?
When I heard that answer,
I mean, talk about kneecapping a guy.
I mean, he made it
and a school.
He does come back to be like, yeah, they were good today.
Yeah,
but it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
But he could not have said. Let me translate. I'm leaving.
Right.
Okay. Quit asking me if I'm staying. I'm leaving. That's what that answer is. It could not have been more clear. That if ever there was a chance.
Imagine bragging about having 68,000 people show up to a football game, by the way.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, welcome to 1972, Ole Miss.
Yeah, but the point is, if you love your school and you're not leaving, there's your chance. And of course he's leaving. He could not have been any more clear about that. So
it was like the president told that guy, go ask him.
Right. And again, I completely thought, when I heard that he's going to say, even though he's still going to leave, he's going to say, you know what?
We appreciate these fans.
You know what? Those fans, you're right. They were great tonight. And I'm proud of them, and I'm proud of how we've grown together. And it could not have been more clear that he is leaving. Were you here last week? Whew. I mean, and he was, and by the way, if you remember after the Washington State game, when his offense muddled around, he goes, our offense didn't show up just like our student section. Do you remember that?
I do.
So clearly, there can now be no more debate. You can debate LSU Florida if you want.
Sure.
But there can now be no more. I was wrong, by the way. I said it's either Florida or stay at Ole Miss. Well, it's clear he's not staying at Ole Miss. Right. Again, I'll play that thing 100 times if you have to. It's clear he's
Has anyone ever stayed at Ole Miss?
They haven't. But there was all this talk that he might.
Yeah.
So anyway, whatever Lane Kiffin does, I'll tell you what he's not doing. He ain't going to the Grove. He's not staying at Ole Miss, and so I thought that was clear. Update. We'll talk more about this after headlines. But I do believe now the narrative is this: they've met. Florida and Ole Miss, a lot of people, it was never happening yesterday, by the way. This rumor that it was going to happen after the Florida game with Mississippi State still to play, that was never going to happen. Okay. So, and again, I'm not trying to demean people who said that, but it was never happening yesterday. I do believe from sources that I have and others that they've met, that they have a pretty good idea where it's headed, that they're trying to figure out the best way to do it, and that he's going to be the Florida coach. I don't think there's many details left. I think he'll be the Florida coach. My opinion is it'll be announced after the end of the regular season. I told you this last week. I think it's going to be announced after the Egg Bowl. And I think what I hope happens, I said this on the rundown, I said this on All Things Gators with Dan. With you on.
How many podcasts do you do?
Today. I did 2 today. So anyway, point is I told Dan this today. I think I would not be surprised to see Scott Strickland get up there and say, we are thrilled to introduce Lane Kiffin as our next head coach. We respect Lane in the importance of our conference brethren making a run at a national title. So we certainly respect the fact that Lane's got to do what he's got to do in his current job. We'll start building the program here. He'll start rebuilding what he has to do. Some of his coaches will be here. But we respect our conference brethren, and if he wants to go, we support what he wants to do. And I think, and then Ole Miss has to decide whether they want him to do it or not. That's where I think it's headed.
Yeah, and again, I don't know why Ole Miss wouldn't let him continue to coach. I mean, that makes no sense to me. I don't think Ole Miss has any decision. I mean, unless they just want to really misplay their hand. I would agree. You know, and the thing too, this is the other thing to keep in mind with this. Lane Kiffin has embraced the social media world. So this is going to be a production. This is not going to be something – a lot of head coaches aren't wired this way, and they don't want it to be necessarily like a big thing. Lane Kiffin wants this to be a big thing. I kind of think it's the only reason he's really talking to LSU. I mean, I think he's doing the right thing from a business standpoint. I think his agent, Jimmy Sexton, has said, Lane, we've got to hear out LSU. But I don't think LSU is and this is nothing against LSU. I mean, I think they're a fantastic football program. I do think they have some administrative issues that could easily scare off an elite candidate. I just think Lane Kiffin's always wanted to be the Florida coach. I think that's what this is. I think Florida got lucky in that the hottest coach on the market has a personal tie to the Gators and has always viewed that as a special place. But I think it is going to be a special, and I could see Lane Kiffin. The Egg Bowl is Friday. Florida hosts Florida State Saturday. I would not be the least bit surprised if Lane Kiffin is in the swamp for that game, whether it's going into the broadcast booth and doing a segment. I mean, I think the announcement comes Saturday, that morning perhaps, so that Lane Kiffin can participate in the final game in some fashion, whether that's getting on the microphone and speaking to the swamp, whether that's just coming out and waving or whatever. But this is going to be, in my opinion, a big production, and I think that you're going to see it unfold in a week from Saturday.
Hey, Lane, do you think maybe Ole Miss now can be a blue blood with that crowd?
Boy.
Were you here last week?
I mean, we've all been in press conferences. Yeah, look, I asked one time. I'll tell you a time I got kneecapped in a press conference. I asked Will Muschamp. I was covering the Gators for the Times Union in 2012. I think this would have been. Well, it would have had to have been. I only did one football season.
They're good year.
Yeah. And it was right after Mike Gillislee ran for like 3 touchdowns and 180 yards in a win over LSU. So Monday, when Muschamp came in, I asked him, I said, do you think Mike Gillislee should be in the Heisman discussion? Which I thought was a perfectly fine question to ask. And Urban Meyer would have been like, oh, absolutely. You know, he was very much into promoting his players. Muschamp gave me a cancer, get out of here. He basically was like, oh, come on, let's. And so I asked another question because it was clear that he didn't want to go there. So obviously it's happened to me. I've seen it happen, but that guy, that is the ultimate kneecapping a reporter in a question.
And he also kneecapped a whole fan base.
And his whole fan base and his administration. It was great too when his AD, there was video of this, and I apologize, I forgot who tweeted it out, but there was a video of LSU AD Keith Carter waiting on Kiffin to congratulate him as he was walking off the field, and Keith Carter's bouncing around like he's an 11-year-old girl at a One Direction concert, and Kiffin basically gave him the kind of the side hug and then quickly like moved on. I think Keith Carter wanted to like jump up into his arms like Jameson Winston did with the goalpost last night.
Right.
It was anyway. Sorry, Ole Miss. It's been a great run, but it's over.
That comment from him in the press conference, not that I didn't think it anyway, confirmed it for me. We'll take a break. Headlines are next. Stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
The holidays are kicking off early at Nimnick Chevrolet. Right now, you can save up to 20% off a new Silverado or get financing rates as low as 0% on models including Silverado, Equinox, and Trailblazer during the Red Tag sales event. Now, unlike most dealerships, Nimnick Chevrolet has the largest inventory on the ground, ready for you to explore. And with their extensive selection, you're sure to find your perfect truck or SUV at Nimnick. Remember, Nimnick will always give you top dollar for your trade. Want an even better deal? Ask about our demo models for deeper discounts. Plus, the biggest sale of the year is coming, Nimnick's bigger than ever Black Friday event. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. So shop online 24/7 at nimnickchevy.com or visit that terrific car dealership right there at the corner of Park and Cassett. Now's the time to head to Nimnick. Who's got more new vehicles at the best prices? Nobody but Nimnick. Head to Nimnick today.
The Gator Boys are back and ready to defend their national title.
Florida will cut down the nets. Winners of the national championship.
This is Gator Country. Your home for Gators hoops is 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here for my friend and insurance agent Craig Dewhurst. Craig has been helping families on the First Coast with their insurance needs for 25 years as your good neighbor and local State Farm agent. Now's a great time to review your insurance policies, whether you need auto, homeowners, or renter's insurance, or insurance for your golf cart, boat, or jet skis. Craig handles all of my family's insurance needs, and even better, he gives back to the community. Call Craig today at 904-940-9740. That's 904-940-9740.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? If you have questions, call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700, offices Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
Give us your hot take.
Pop quiz, hot shot.
On the 1010XL text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures.
You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm awake and I speak English, so yeah, I do know what you're saying.
Be part of the conversation. 641-1010.
When you're faced with damage in your home from water, fire, or mold, you need a team with the expertise to fix it right.
Resto Pros.
A locally owned, nationally backed franchise that's here to help you when you need them. A team that does it right the first time.
Resto Pros.
Remember, you don't have to use the insurance company's preferred contractors. Get it done right by a licensed professional you can trust. Call 904-201-9151 or go to RestoProsNEFlorida.com. That's RestoProsNEFlorida.com.
Resto Pros.
Hey folks, Frank Frangie here for Lee & Kate's Glass. Now with the holidays coming, it's time to update that dated-looking bathroom setup and give yourself the gift of a gorgeous new frameless shower with big, sexy glass. You spend every morning and night in that bathroom. A new shower enclosure from Lee & Kate's Glass will look fantastic and make your bathroom feel like a luxurious spa. You'll love it. You deserve it. Request the free in-home consultation. Visit leeandkatesglass.com.
You're gonna see a big difference.
Lauren Brooks here for Terminix. When pests invade your home or business, you don't just need them out, you need them out fast. And you need to keep them out. At Terminix, they'll show up for you and eliminate pests quicker, just like they did at my house, because they care about what matters most to you. When pests show up, so does Terminix. Don't live with a pest problem, Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online. That's TERMINIX.com. That's right, Terminix it.
I know it's football season, but I know you love basketball too. And youth sports are always in season at the First Coast YMCA. Registration is now open for winter basketball at the Y. Today, more than ever, our kids need to experience the joy of being a kid while also learning the importance of teamwork, respect, and healthy living. At the Y, we're providing a safe, clean, fun environment with an exciting youth basketball league. Learn more at fcymca.org.
The new Ackerman Cancer Center is now open in World Golf Village with state-of-the-art technology that detects cancer fast and accurately. Same-day appointments are available where faster answers meet compassionate care. AckermanCancerCenter.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Gather round. It's Hayes' Headlines, presented by Harrell and Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Hear all about it. Here's Hayes Carline.
Welcome back to the Frangie Show. Frank Frangie is here, as is JJ LaSelva. I am Hayes Carline. Thank you to our friends at Harrell and Harrell. Give them a call at 251-1111. Had a chance. Gene and I went over to the Harrells to watch the Florida Ole Miss game. Didn't go well, but we didn't think it would go well. But the dinner was sensational. Give them a call, 251-1111. Frank, let's start with the Jaguars routing the Chargers. Does this say more about the Jaguars or more about the Chargers, in your opinion?
I think the Chargers are good. You have those games. Sometimes you lay an egg. They've had a tough schedule. They've been on a good run. I think the Chargers are as good now as I thought they were beforehand. The Jags do tend to have their number. Sometimes that stuff's real, you know. Backup quarterbacks have beaten the Jags a lot. It becomes real after a while. Davis Mills has won 3 times against the Jags. Well, Trevor Lawrence has gone 3 times, won head-to-head against Justin Herbert. Sometimes those things happen. But no, I think the Chargers are good. I just think the Jags were really good that day. We're ready to play. It was a great win for the good guys.
A couple of young defensive ends making their mark in Sunday's win. Strigow and Green. Liam Cohen zoomed with reporters earlier today and talked about the development of the 2 rookies.
Danny, BJ, Quentin Morris. It's the epitome of what you want your team to be, is guys earning the right via special teams, playing their asses off on special teams, doing their job in practice, doing their job every day, earning the opportunities on special teams, playing well, and then earning an opportunity to impact the game on Sundays on offense or defense. I mean, that's it. That's what it should be. That's how it has to be. That's how you earn time here. Those guys have earned it. They've earned it in practice every single day. And it showed up on Sunday, where these guys are impacting the game in a positive way. And they earn those opportunities. And that's the way, our team needs to continue to build off of.
I'm glad he had Quentin Morris, the tight end, who is a big physical tight end, and I think will be part of their future well, too. I didn't think they had him. But as far as Strigo and BJ Green, I think they're part of the future. I think they're going to be part of the future for a long time. I think they're going to – Strigo might be pretty good now. I think both those guys are going to help this football team as they move forward. By the way, Matt Dickerson's another one, a defensive tackle who played some and affected the game as well. So there's a young nucleus. I don't know if any of those guys are ever going to be stars, but I think there'll be NFL contributors that do.
Let's get to around the NFL. The Jaguars' next opponent, Arizona, got thrashed by San Francisco 41-22. The Cardinals have dropped 7 of their last 8 games.
It was bizarre that Jacoby Brissett completed 47 passes in one game. That's a season for some people. So what that means is you're behind the whole game and you can't run a lick. And so, that game scares you a little bit. It's yet another long trip for the Jags, just like the Chargers just had another long trip. The Jags have had a lot of long trips. The Cardinals are due to play better. That game scares me a little, if I'm being completely honest. But, yeah, the Jags have the better team, and I think they found a little something. They found that edge, and let's go. Let's go.
In 2017, a great Jaguars team went to Arizona and lost to Blaine Gabbert.
Right.
It's a sticky game, but the Cardinals are certainly struggling coming in. Cincinnati superstar receiver Jamar Chase has been suspended for 1 game, so he will miss Sunday's game against the Patriots. Chase spit on Jalen Ramsey. The officials missed the spitting. Jalen Ramsey swung and punched Chase and got ejected. Now the league evening it out. Jamar Chase will miss the Patriots game because New England doesn't have a soft enough schedule.
Yeah. No, nobody should spit on anybody. Stop the spitting. It's stupid. It's disrespectful. Stop the spitting. But I will tell you, before I knew that, the minute I saw Jalen was involved in another one, my first thought was typical Jalen. Well, in this case, it wasn't his fault. But if I'm being honest, before I knew more than I knew, that was my first thought.
Sure. Let's get it to the Atlanta Falcons. Wow. Quarterback Michael Penix suffers a knee injury that could force him to miss the rest of the season. Atlanta will turn to Kirk Cousins at 3-7. Keep in mind the Rams have Atlanta's first-round pick, so a disaster unfolding for the Falcons. The news got worse as star receiver Drake London also sustained a knee injury and is expected to miss at least 1 game.
Yeah, as the coaching carousel starts to churn, Raheem Morris looks like now that Brian Callahan's out. might be at the top of the list. That's been a disastrous season.
Eagles star right tackle Lane Johnson suffered a foot injury and will likely miss 4 to 6 weeks. The Eagles got a nice win over Detroit, but that offense has been struggling, and now they're losing their best offensive lineman.
Yeah, and that's a big injury because they're team physical. They even when the offense isn't playing well, they're known for their physicality, not just the tush push, but being a physical offense as well as defense. When a physical team loses a physical lineman, that's a big deal.
The Jets are benching quarterback Justin Fields for veteran Tyrod Taylor. This isn't really that big of a deal other than the fact that Jags play the Jets on December 14th. So I think it's kind of good because if you're Anthony Campanile, assuming it's Tyrod Taylor for the duration, you'll have 4 games of tape to break down on how to stop Tyrod Taylor.
And I would think the Justin Fields experiment now is over. Can he hang around a little bit and be a journeyman backup, I suppose, and there's good money in that. But Justin Fields, who was a wonderful college player, transferred from Georgia to Ohio State, was magnificent for the Buckeyes, never really turned into much of a pro. He really didn't.
Let's get to college football. Pete Thamel reporting that James Franklin is taking the Virginia Tech job. So that is, I think, a fantastic hire for the Hokies.
When I gave you my long list, I had him.
Yeah, you had it.
I'm 1 for 1. I may miss the rest of them, but I hit one. I think 2 things at play here. It's hard for a blue blood to hire a fired coach, which is why he would not, in my opinion, would never have been in play at Florida, at LSU, even at Auburn. I don't think he was ever going to be at play because it's hard to hire a fired coach. Virginia Tech's a mess. They've been a mess since Frank Beamer's been gone. So, and I agree with you. That's a win for Virginia Tech. And by the way, he's from the area. He's from Maryland, so he's going to recruit the area right out of the gate. He's going to know the high school coaches. That's a win for both.
Yeah, I think it's a win for the ACC as well.
I do
need
too.
Virginia Tech to come back a little bit. We'll get you out on our musical note of the day. Happy heavenly birthday to Gordon Lightfoot, who was born today back in 1938. The Canadian folk star is one of the greatest songwriters of all time. Lightfoot died in 2023 at the age of 84, but his music will live on forever. This is Sundown.
Great songwriter. I love Gordon Lightfoot. Who doesn't love Gordon Lightfoot? You're exactly right. Well done, as always.
Thank you.
Bucky Brooks comes up in about 15, 20 minutes, but before that, let's talk a little bit about the basketball game last night in the arena. That's next. Stay with us.
You better take care if I find you've been creeping round my back stairs. Sundown, you better take care if I find you've been...
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
The atmosphere of a college football Saturday is electric.
Get pregame news and notes you need to know before the games begin.
It's the Bueller Aaron Plumbing College Kickoff.
Served up by Sonny's Barbecue.
Friday night at 6 on 1010XL.
This is Hayes Carline for Atlantic Infinity. The year-end sales event is going on now at Atlantic Infinity. Get 0% interest on select new Infinity models and special lease offers on the stunning QX60 luxury, performance, and style all-in-one drive. All new vehicles come with the Atlantic Infinity Promise. That's almost $2,500 in added value just for buying smarter. Visit AtlanticInfinity.com or go test drive at Atlantic Infinity off Atlantic near St. John's Bluff.
They're out to test our reputation as the best plumber in Jax, so we gotta play like the experts we are. Now, who are we?
Roland Reach Plumbing!
Now that's what a winner sounds like.
Customers always win with Roland Reach Plumbing at plumberinjax.com.
This is Hayes Carline for Harold and Harold. I was at lunch with my good friend Holt, and he was telling me that sometimes a lawyer can get more from a case than their own client. I was surprised to hear this, but Holt said that doesn't happen with Harold and Harold. They'll never take a fee that is greater than their own client. When they say they treat their clients as a person and not a file, they mean it. Hopefully you won't need them, but if you're ever injured, call Harold and Harold at 904-251-1111. That's 904-251-1111.
He's one of the greatest Gators in school history.
Who are you? Who's he?
Chris Doring brings the heat to the drill with Dan and Jeff. Tuesday mornings at 7:20 on 1010XL. Protected by the personal injury attorneys of Farah and Farah.
Keeping kids active is a full-time job for parents, so let I-9 Sports help. They've got winter and spring registration open right now for kids all over the First Coast to enjoy their favorite sports. Log on to i9sports.com and don't miss out on the upcoming seasons. Enter 1010 in the promo code.
Brian and Angela Wall here with Window World.
Hurricanes happen in Florida. That's not news. But what happens even more often than hurricanes are home break-ins. And if security is important to you, you might want to look into hurricane-rated impact windows.
What you may not know is that hurricane-rated impact windows not only help protect your home in case of a hurricane, but they also offer another level of security for your home.
Have you seen those videos on YouTube that show people trying to break through an impact window? A thief is way too lazy to spend his energy trying to break through one of our impact windows. That's why he doesn't have a real job like you. He'd rather break your non-impact window while you're at work. Window World has high-quality, very affordable hurricane-rated impact windows to help protect your home from hurricanes and from lazy thieves.
Call us today at 904-443-7001. Get a free estimate and see for yourself. You save energy, get more security, and the windows add value to your home. With all Window World windows, you get the best guarantee in the window replacement business.
Window World,
simply the best for less.
And thank you for your business.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Bold flavors make great gifts. Buy a $50 Flame Broiler gift card for friends, family, or co-workers and get a free bottle of the legendary magic sauce. Visit any 5 Jacksonville locations or flamebroilerusa.com.
How do you know that your roof is ready for the next big storm? You don't. That's why you need to call me. I'm Ronnie, the owner of Brandon Roofing. We'll assess your roof and fix those issues before they become storm disasters. Visit BrandonRoofing.com today to schedule your free roofing quote.
License number CCC 1328006.
Jacksonville's building a fence along the goal line. This is the Superior Fence and Rail Defensive Player of the Game. Superior Fence and Rail, where quality matters.
Josh Hines Allen was beasting and feasting against Los Angeles over the weekend. The Jacksonville defensive end tallied 4 tackles versus the Chargers and would grab a sack on what was an enormous bounce-back performance. Number 41 was in a league of his own, and he's your Superior Fence and Rails defensive player of the game.
You waited forever for your new fence. Then, strangers show up. Subcontractors rushing the job. Sent by the company you trusted. Frustrating, right? Superior Fence and Rail promises better. Their professionally trained builders deliver quality you can trust. No subcontractors, no shortcuts. Just the superior craftsmanship your home deserves.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update brought to you by Southern Oak Insurance. Gators Hoops had a big-time rivalry win last night right here in Jacksonville, beating Miami 82-68 to improve this season's record to 3-1. Alex Condon led the Gators in scoring with 19 points, 7 rebounds, and 1 assist. The Gators will have a few days off to recover before hosting Merrimack Friday night at 7 o'clock. It's 67 degrees at 5 o'clock time, and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Best Bet Monday on The Frangie Show with fantastic locations in Jacksonville, Orange Park, and St. Augustine. It's Best Bet.
Hi, we thank our friends from the Best Bet. There are 3 great locations, and man, oh man, you want to have a big time, head to the Best Bet. St. Augustine location is right there on I-95. You can see it from the highway. US 17, boy, that thing's been there for the longest time. The Best Bet Orange Park, in that beautiful location on Monument Road. You'll have a great time at the Best Bet. Treat you right, nice folks. Boy, it's a lot of fun. If you love poker, if you love those kind of games, you're going to have a big time. The food is great. We've had the sushi there numerous times. My gosh, it's good. Head to the Best Bet. You want to have a good time, the Best Bet. And it's always a Best Bet Monday on this program. I can promise you that. No Bucky Brooks today, by the way. Bucky just texted me. He's flying today. And so because his flight was a little bit late, he's got to connect. So his connector's a little bit late, heading back to L.A. He will join us tomorrow at 4:15. So tomorrow at 4:15, we will hear from Bucky Brooks. That comes up on the program tomorrow. So no Jaguar Talk with Bucky today, but you will hear it right after we start the show tomorrow. The basketball game last night. JJ, you had a good time. You were there, right? Good crowd?
It was a blast.
Yeah.
Shout out to the arena. Put on a good show.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
And the Gators, I don't know if you guys know this, but you got a damn good basketball team.
Yeah, they're pretty good. I actually think Miami's going to be okay, too. A lot of new players for Jay Lucas.
I was impressed with Miami.
I was, too. I thought they were physical.
But you guys on defense are so long a bit. Like, every basket is difficult against you guys.
No
Condon specifically, man. That kid is a baller. I loved how Obviously, I'm an expert on it. I will say one thing about the new guy, Lee. He plays with his hair way too much.
Yeah, too much
and
hair.
I think number 7 should play more over him.
Urban Klavstar. The bunch of thoughts about that, but I'm glad you did. I didn't go. I was tired, so I thought about it. One of my buddies was going to drive. We were going to go.
It was a late start.
But they started at 8:30, did the Jaguar game. Still thought at 6:30, I'm still thinking about it. My buddy texted. I said, listen, I'm tired. I love calling NFL games, but it kind of wipes you out. And then, so I said, so I didn't go. So I watched it on TV, but the crowd looked great. Looked like people. I talked to a lot of people there, had a great time. Said the same thing JJ just said. It was a great setting. The crowd looked great on TV, so it looked like a fun atmosphere. So tip of the cap to the Jacksonville Sports Foundation and all the folks that put that thing on, and to both teams who were playing hard. It was a fun game to watch. Regarding the Gators, the storyline is pretty clear. The front court's as good as anybody's. The front court is really good. They're physical. They're long. They can score. They defend. To JJ's point, it's awfully tough to get anything against them. The backcourt, you know the story. Can Lee and Fland right now haven't shot it very well. If Lee and Fland don't shoot it very well, then you got a problem. You have to have guards. Urban Klavsar, I'll tell you about him. I still worry, is he a defensive liability? But he's not a ball handling or passing liability. He's a pretty good offensive player, not just as a shooter. He made a great pass last night. He gets to the basket. The question is he a defensive liability? But they're going to need to play him because he can really shoot it. And now he's played a year of college basketball, again, in the SEC. So he's played a year of big-time college basketball. So he can get his shot, and he can really shoot it. It's very simple. If Xavier Lee and Boogie Fland can shoot it, they're good players, by the way. They handle, they slash, they get to the goal, they defend. But they have been miserable. It's only 4 games, but they've shot it miserably. If they shoot it well, then Florida's got another Final Four team. If they don't shoot it well, that's problematic. You have to have guard play in college basketball.
Yeah, and I would say that not to worry, as dreadful as it's been, and it's been dreadful. Florida right now, there's 355 teams that play Division I basketball. Florida is 355th in the country in shooting the three. They are dead last in three-point field goal percentage.
Right?
Dead last in the country. Now, some of that is they've played 4 games, and 3 of which are teams that could have really good. Arizona might go to the Final Four.
Agreed.
And Florida State and Miami might be an ACC darling, a surprise contender there. So they have played, obviously a difficult schedule for the first 4 compared to some other teams that are ranked in the poll. But nonetheless, 355th in the country, dead last, shooting the three at 23.5%. I'll give you some numbers that even go beyond that. Xavier Lee is 6 of 34 shooting the three this season. That's 17.6%. Boogie Fland makes up for it by being 2 for 17. He's shooting 11.8%. So
if you add them
Lee
up, they're 28%.
and Fland are 8 of 51 shooting the three so far, 15.6%. And this is how off they are. Last season, Xavier Lee was a 36% three-point shooter. Boogie Fland was a 34% three-point shooter. So they're going to come back. They're going to get hot. This isn't going to continue. Florida's got 5 days before they play again, and it's against Merrimack. And then they've got 5 days after that. So they play once in the next 10 games. I think you're going to see Xavier Lee and Boogie Fland settle in. I think you're going to find that they're going to find their shot from distance, and I think Florida's going to be fine. But these numbers are beyond abysmal, and Florida still looks like one of the better teams in the country. So I'm not the least bit worried. Even if these guys even if they don't get to 36 and 34% shooting the three, there's no chance that these two players with this kind of talent, and these are open looks. Yeah. They're not taking contested threes. They're missing wide open threes. The numbers will start to even out the more basketball they play.
Yeah, if there's one thing we've learned is Todd Golden's got a pretty good eye for it, and he went and handpicked these two guys. I will tell you, it does remind you remind you of how good those guards were last year. Will Richard is the most surprising rookie in the NBA right now. Walter Clayton's the most impactful player Florida's ever had. Elijah Martin gave him a toughness and made a bunch of threes. And Denzel Aberdeen, at least today, 4 games in, is Kentucky's leading scorer. He went for 26 against Louisville. He's averaging 15.3. That leads the Kentucky team. Now, maybe after 15 games he won't, but at least for today, he's a really good player. That's 4 really good players that, hey, you lost them. It is what it is. So you got these new guys. I will say this. I told Hicken this today. If you followed Florida basketball long enough, other than the Horford Noah team, their best teams have always had veteran guards. Moten and Maxwell in the 80s, Dan Cross and Craig Brown in 94, Wilbekin and Michael Frazier in that 14 team, and then all 4 of those guys last year to win the national championship. You have to, because you have to have guards, and veteran guards, physical guards, guards that shoot it, are the teams that usually get very deep. So if they don't come out of it, it'll be interesting to see, do they change the rotation a little bit. But I agree. But the front court, to JJ's point, the front court is so good, so long and athletic. I tell you what was interesting.
Hopefully Hand-Logden's okay.
Yeah, if Micah Hand-Logden had a concussion. He didn't finish the game, but usually you come back from that. Hopefully he's okay. Chinyulu's developed a little bit of an offensive game.
Yeah.
Alex Condon's one of the best players in the country.
Chinyulu had some good post moves.
Yeah, he did.
Which, like, at first when I saw him, I'm like, this guy's going to be awkward.
Yeah,
but he wasn't.
He was last year.
Yeah,
he's worked.
Okay.
You can tell he's worked on it.
He now makes his free throws. He was. And Houck is one of the best players in the country.
I think Houck is way better than Condon.
Yeah. Well,
I think Condon's a very good college player.
Right.
I think Thomas Houck
is
a first-team All-American.
Yeah, correct. They're totally different.
SEC Player of the Week, by the way.
They're totally different. Houck's got the pretty game. He plays in space. He makes threes. Condon is kind of clunky around. But again, Condon's a 7-footer that can really run. They're both really good. I agree, but they're both really good.
I mean, I'm like a couple good games from Thomas Houck away from starting to refer to him as a starving man's Larry Bird.
Okay. Let's wait a few more games. But I tell you what's interesting about them, because I mean, if you watch the game last night, Hand-Logden had the concussion. Chinyulu fouled out. Condon fouled out.
Yeah.
They were down to 1. I will say this, JJ. I got a little nervous. I mean, fortunately, they had a 17-point lead at the time.
Yeah. Well, Condon immediately got 2, like within the first 30 seconds. Right. There was actually one possession, because I don't watch a lot of college basketball, so I almost forget the 1-and-1 exists. But there was one possession where Miami fouled you guys 4 times in one possession.
Yeah,
I was just like, this.
Yeah.
But when those guys all went down, but that what really was interesting.
We brought in a guy that's better at cupping than playing basketball.
Is that number 12?
I don't know, but he had the worst cupping marks.
I've never seen him
of
play.
anybody I've ever seen. I've never seen it. I'm literally texting who is number 12?
He wasn't great.
6'11"
I don't think we're going to see him. We might see him against Merrimack. And then that might be the last time for a while.
But you notice, other than that, they went small before those guys all started fouling out. So they went with Houck, one of the big guys who hadn't fouled out yet, Isaiah Brown, and they looked more like last year's team. They did you notice they played faster? They played that 3/4 court press. I wonder if you'll see more of that.
If they had to go small, they can do it.
They went small, but I almost wonder now. What made me wonder is, I wonder now if you'll see that even when they're not in foul trouble.
Do you incorporate it?
Yeah, just some.
Yeah.
I don't think it becomes who you are.
Right.
But I mean, they played fast, and I wonder if, because they won a national championship playing like that last year.
Yeah.
And when they won the national championship with that style of play,
were you surprised Ingram didn't play?
Well, he can't. Yes. It's interesting what they've done. He's trying to find his rotation. First game or two, Ingram played a lot. Isaiah Brown never got off the bench. Now Isaiah Brown comes in and Ingram doesn't get off the bench. Alex Lloyd, the freshman I thought could really shoot it, doesn't play at all. What about Brown's brother? Is he hurt still?
I don't know.
He hadn't even got a dribble. I thought he was their shooter.
Right.
I thought they went and brought in A.J. Brown to be their shooter. He hadn't played. He might still be hurt. So I think he's trying to still find his rotation. But I wonder if they could play small a little if they had to, because I thought they were better last night when they were playing faster and smaller. So we'll see. But
being at the game, by the way, one more thing before you break. Todd Golden is a hell of a coach.
Oh, yeah.
He is like in the ear of the official no matter what. 17 points up, he doesn't like a call. He's on this player. There's never like any moment during the game when he is not locked in.
No, you're right.
We're very lucky to have him.
I think he's gonna. I don't think going really deep is gonna be a fluke. I don't know if they're gonna win another title under him, but I think they will be a perennial. They'll be like, I'm not gonna make him Billy Donovan yet. who went to 9 Elite Eights or whatever it was, but he's really good. I mean, this guy's a really good coach. I mean, Florida will be a premier. There'll be a perennial elite team under him. They will perennially.
He's
be
never going to have a down year.
Yeah,
they'll
be a perennially top 10, 12 team under him. I really believe that.
I totally agree. Unless he has a season where there's just tons of injuries.
Yeah.
They will always be a very, very good team.
Let's look back at the college football weekend. The Rewind is next. Stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Check in Tuesdays for Jeff Lageman and Check the Tape Tuesday.
We'll keep you up to date with the latest and NFL news.
Tuesdays during football season on Jaguars Today. Checked by Napa Auto Care on 1010XL.
Hey folks, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods, a Jacksonville family business for nearly 70 years. Heck, I've been talking about them for over a decade. The Thompson family's secret, Dandy's never frozen, always fresh baked bread with quality meats and cheeses, no dry crumbly subs here, only soft and tasty deliciousness. When I see that logo with the little dude with the cane on the label, it tells me I'm getting a trusted brand, a quality sandwich. So do what I do and stop in at a Daly's and make yours a Dandy today.
Welcome to the Bundle event. Entering now our undisputed tag team champions, the mid-size SUV and the mid-century modern. Together with a State Farm agent, this auto and home duo are a powerful force of savings, service, and customizable coverage. Now, let's get ready to bundle.
Call State Farm agent Margie Williams in Jacksonville at 904-296-2500.
Availability and amount of discounts and savings vary by state.
It's hard to tame a hurricane.
Let's not get hysterical here, okay? Calm down.
Find out what you need to know about the Canes on the Performance Painting Hurricane Report.
Your source for weekly Canes news and nuggets
on 1010XL.
Expert Automotive on St. John's Bluff Road has some of the highest Google reviews in Jax for a reason. Expert Auto never sells greed, only what you need. All makes and models are serviced at Expert Automotive. This month, get an alignment inspection for only $19.99. Expert Auto does major engine and transmission repair and simple maintenance. All services done at Expert Auto by our ASC certified training technicians. Call today, 374-3373, and ask about $50 off any service. Expert Automotive. We never sell greed, only what you need.
Hey, this is Lauren Brooks. With over 1,700 five-star Google reviews, it was a no-brainer to have Closets by Design help us get organized at home. They create custom storage for every space, lifestyle, and budget. From closets to garages to laundry rooms and more. Closets by Design will transform clutter into seamless organization. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation before the holidays and get 40% off plus an extra 15% off with free installation. 18-month financing is available. Call 878-9393 or visit closetsbydesign.com.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
This is Josh Woolsey with Woolsey Morecambe. When deciding what lawyer to trust with your car accident or injury case, the most reliable way is reviews and results. You want to be treated well, and you want a great result. Woolsey Morecambe's reviews speak for themselves, and I challenge any firm to compare results. We offer the resources of a large law firm and the customer service of a boutique practice. If you want to be treated right and want great results, call Woolsey Morecambe at 1-800-WOOLSEY and take the fear out of the fight. Offices, Jacksonville.
Frank Frangie for Coil Fencing. Jacksonville is full of memorable sports moments. Remember when the Jaguars upset the Denver Broncos in the 1996 divisional round as a 14-point underdog and launched them into the AFC Championship? Well, you know who won't upset you? The team at Coil Fencing. Coil is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau and has been serving the Jacksonville community for nearly 100 years. From sleek aluminum fencing your HOA will love to tough chain link for your commercial project, Coil does it all. Visit CoilJacks.com. That's COILE Jacks.com. Coil Fencing, partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Waiting around for Black Friday? At Beaver Toyota, Beaver Chevrolet, and Beaver Mitsubishi, we've already dropped Black Friday prices. That's right, thousands of vehicles priced to move now. Get zero down, no payments for 90 days, plus peace of mind with a lifetime warranty. Don't wait for the crowds. Get your Black Friday deal today. Start saving early with Beaver Toyota, Beaver Chevrolet, and Beaver Mitsubishi, where Black Friday starts right now. That'll wow ya.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Time now for the College Football Top 25 Rewind. Brought to you by the law firm of Woolsey Morecambe. Take the fear out of the fight. Here's Hayes Carline.
Still the greatest music ever in sports. JJ, let's get started in College Station.
They're now inside the 5. Smith, the ball carrier. He's into the end zone for the touchdown, and the game is tied. A&M can take the lead with the extra point.
Third-ranked Texas A&M stages the comeback of the season. Down 30-3 at halftime to South Carolina, the Aggies storm back to win 31-30. Texas A&M quarterback Marcel Reed threw for 439 yards and 3 touchdowns. The Aggies remained at number 3 in the poll.
We just talked about this. We just talked about it last week after the Jags lost to the Texans. How many times can you imagine being South Carolina and here it comes? It's the choke-a-doke, right? I mean, we just talked about what it's like to be that team, and that tidal wave starts and you can't stop it. Weren't you thinking that? I'm thinking, Here we go. It happened again. It's congratulations to A&M, but oh boy, does that one hurt for
And
South
the
Carolina.
comeback was done with like 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. I'm like, Texas A&M could cover here. They didn't.
Unbelievable. Take us to Tuscaloosa.
There's an interception on the first play thereafter. Eli Bowen down the sideline. He may go. Ty Simpson back there. Can't tackle him. Touchdown, Eli Bowen.
Welcome to the SEC, Oklahoma. You beat Alabama on the road, and you are officially a legit SEC school, so congratulations. Boomer Sooner, the 11th-ranked Sooners, scored 17 points off 3 Alabama turnovers to stun the 4th-ranked Crimson Tide 23-21. Alabama had won 17 straight home games. Oklahoma moved up 3 spots to number 8, while Alabama dropped 6 spots to 10.
When's the last time a team beat Alabama in back-to-back seasons?
Yeah, good.
Florida?
Point. Yeah, A&M with Johnny Football.
Did they beat him back-to-back seasons?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
And maybe did Hugh Freeze do it at Ole Miss?
I didn't know.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, I mean, back-to-back. You beat him in back-to-back seasons.
Yeah.
That one surprised me. Good win for Oklahoma.
Absolutely. Brent Venables, that was a fantastic win for Oklahoma. We are on to Pittsburgh.
Love. Jeremiah Love with a spin. Here he goes. Jeremiah Love. A 56-yard touchdown run with a spin move.
9th-ranked Notre Dame continued its hot streak, blasting number 23 Pitt 37-15 to push its winning streak to 8. Irish running back Jeremiah Love accounted for 167 yards of total offense with a score. Notre Dame stayed at 9 in the poll, while Pitt fell out of the rankings.
Keep an eye on the Irish. The Irish are one of those teams that they get in and they're going to. Keep an eye on the Irish. They're a team. They're a team that's been deep in this newfangled playoff and could get deep again.
And Jeremiah Love, what a season he's
had. Good player. Really good player. Maybe the best back.
JJ, let's get it to Boston.
2nd down and 7. Trailing by a point, 34-33. There's the toss. This is Allen trying to turn the corner. Look at the speedster, the freshman, inside the 30.
BC's going to go for the block here now.
Snap, spot. The kick is good.
14th-ranked Georgia Tech survives a stunning upset bid by Boston College as Aiden Burr connects on a 23-yard field goal with 11 seconds left. BC is 1-10 and 0-7 in ACC play. Yellow Jackets quarterback Haynes King threw for 371 yards and a touchdown. Georgia Tech fell 1 spot to 15 despite the win.
Yeah, Georgia Tech's an interesting team. The ACC, who the ACC sends and how many they send to the playoffs is one of the most intriguing stories in college football.
I'd have Miami's first team play Miami's second team.
Yeah,
in the ACC
I think Miami's
game.
the best
that
team.
That'd be more interesting.
But it's weird the way it's all playing out. They're not going to be in the championship game in all likelihood. It's weird. It's a weird season.
Yeah.
What happens when you have 30 teams in a conference.
What do you guys still need? There's still a path, right?
But it's an unusual path. You're going to need a lot of help from games you have no effect.
Exactly.
Yeah. Still need help.
You need
a lot of help.
Three things to happen.
A lot of help.
Wow.
A lot of help.
They're the best team in the ACC.
Could happen though.
Yeah, it's still well.
It's not like you have to have BC beat
Louisville losing to Clemson. That was a big step.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that helped Friday night. How about a trip? How about a trip to LA?
And Gronowski will take a deep shot. Caden Weegan looked like he got pushed out of bounds. And that's the call. Oh. Yes, so close, maybe by a toe. Just out of bounds. We'll take another look. Toe on the white.
The 17th ranked USC Trojans show grit, rallying from a 21-10 halftime deficit to defeat number 21 Iowa 26-21. USC receiver Mekhi Lemon caught 10 passes for 153 yards and a touchdown. The Trojans rose a spot to 16, while the Hawkeyes fell out of the poll.
Yeah, that would have been a tough loss. That would have been one you needed to get that one. USC is still kind of middling, but you didn't need to lose that one for sure.
We close things out between the hedges.
Gunner zips it, end zone, touchdown a second time. It's Noah Thomas. Stockton fires downfield, caught, touchdown, Landon Humphreys.
The 5th-ranked Georgia Bulldogs outscore number 10 Texas 21-0 in the fourth quarter to hammer the Longhorns 35-10. Georgia quarterback Gunner Stockton making a Heisman push with 5 total touchdowns. The Bulldogs rose a spot to 4, while Texas fell 7 places to number 17.
I think that's the best team. I've said I think Georgia. I know they've had some close games and some narrow escapes and needed some good fourth quarters. But I think they're in the age of parity, because that's what we have with NIL and portal and lots of playoff teams. I think Georgia's the tough out, man. I think Georgia Tech should be a lot of fun. That'd be a really fun game.
Last year was insane.
Oh my God, it was insane, and I think this one will be again. I think Georgia's the best team.
Did you hear what Kirby said after the game? He was basically like, hey, listen, everybody's playing for a check nowadays, but if you come to Georgia, you're going to hit.
Yeah.
We actually hit people at practice, it shows in the fourth quarter in all these games.
It really does.
It's hard, to admit it, but you have to admire Kirby Smart.
No
no matter how the game changes, he stays on top. I'm with you. I'm not picking Georgia to lose the rest of the year. They may not win the whole thing, but you're not going to hear me pick against Georgia.
No, absolutely. I think they're the toughest out of all of them, including, in my opinion, Ohio State and Indiana. We'll see. Nice job as always. Well done.
Thank you.
Back in a moment. 10-10 Sale, 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
You can find 1010XL on any social media platform: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. At 1010XL.
Hey everybody, Jennifer Marion with Randy Marion Cadillac in Jacksonville here to say hello, and we'd sure like to have your business.
You know what? They're going to love the king of price.
My dad believes in making great deals and having a great selection in stock.
Cadillac XT4s, XT5s, and XT6s, and Escalades.
The all-electric Cadillac Lyriq.
CT4s and CT5s.
Cadillac luxury and selection is just waiting for you.
At Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville.
And don't forget, tell them Jennifer sent ya.
Frank Frangie here. These days, it's hard to know which companies to trust. When it comes to banking, I trust South State Bank. South State truly values its customers, and they work hard to create meaningful, lasting relationships. I love going into my local branch. I see the same smiling faces I've seen for years. South State is the largest bank headquartered in Florida, so they're able to offer all the banking services you need. You can trust South State Bank. Banking forward. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Greenlaw Group is for the insured. If you think you have roof damage, call 904-302-7055 today, and they will schedule you a free roof inspection. Trust their law firm to help you fight your insurance when you need it. These storms can cause damage you may not even see yet. Call Greenlaw Group 302-7055. There's no cost to retain their law firm and no cost to have your roof inspected. They only get paid if you win. Greenlaw Group, for the insured.
The mix of salty sea air and burnt rubber. The big skies, high banks, and grandstands. The rumble in your chest. That's what we love about the Daytona 500. Honoring history and making it. At the biggest race of the year on the biggest stage of a lifetime. The Daytona 500. You gotta see it to believe it. February 15th, 2026. Secure your experience now at Daytona500.com.
Big Chief Tire makes auto care more affordable with 6 months financing through the CFNA credit card. Frank Frangie here. Plus, get $50 off your first purchase when you sign up. Whether you need new tires, brake service, or general repairs, their expert technicians have you covered. With no interest for 6 months, now's the perfect time to take care of your vehicle. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 to apply today. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
When plumbing problems strike, don't settle for just any plumber. Make the superior choice with Superior Plumbing and Pipeline. We don't just fix leaks, we fix them right. With honesty, fair pricing, and innovative solutions that can save you thousands. From camera inspections of your pipes to trenchless pipelining that repairs cast iron pipes without tearing up your yard. We go way beyond the drip and clog at Superior Plumbing and Pipeline. No gimmicks, no upsells, just superior service every time. Make the superior choice. Learn more at SuperiorPlumbingJacks.com.
Hi, it's Frank Frangie. You hear my buddies Dan and Jeff talk about that great food at Daly's Dash all the time. Jeff loves that Duval, and Dan loves the Boss. And they're right, both are terrific. But I can tell you they have so many excellent options at Daly's Dash. Salads and flatbreads and tacos and quesadillas, you name it. And of course, those fantastic subs and sandwiches. I just had the Italian sub. It is so good. The thing is, Daly's Dash is really committed to their food and committed to making it perfect for you. Everything is fresh, made to order every time. And there's so many Daly's locations in town, no matter where you are, there's one near you. I love to pop in and grab a sub at lunch, or maybe after a round of golf, or maybe even after calling one of those Jags games. There's never a bad time to stop into Daly's Dash and grab that great food. So head there today. Take it from Dan and Jeff, or take it from me. They say it's nicer here. It really is. And the food is delicious. Head to Daly's Dash today.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the cool down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since 1987.
All right, on the course of the program today, we've had a good show today. We talked about that Jaguar win. What a dominating win over a good Chargers team. Man, oh man, did that one feel good. And now the Jags with 7 to play are very well positioned. We talked all about that today on the program. We also talked about the Lane Kiffin unbelievable comment in the press conference. He pretty much just told everybody he was leaving. He didn't really say that, but he ripped his own crowd even after the crowd was great. We talked Gator basketball, and we did our rewind looking back at the college football weekend. Been a good show. No Bucky Brooks today, but Bucky will join us tomorrow. So Bucky tomorrow at 4:15 on the program. Jeff Dancer then at 5:15. So just one day, Bucky was traveling. He had a connection, leaving Jacksonville, obviously getting back to L.A., and he was connecting to Atlanta on Delta. So he had a little connection. So we'll have Bucky on the program tomorrow, and that's where we've been over the course of the show. Want to give away some food?
Absolutely.
Do you like food?
I do like food.
I like food.
Especially like great food.
You like really food, homegrown food? Tell me what you got.
Homegrown food at a great location. The Farm at Okefenokee, our good friends up in Folkston, Georgia, about an hour here, have this amazing property. They've got cabins, and you've heard Frank talking about it. You've heard me talking about them. They also do these special dinners once a month. Well, the next one is Saturday, December 13th, and we're giving away a pair of tickets if you want to go. You'll have a magnificent time. You'll get an unbelievable meal, Congaree and Penn, or behind it, and it's just a fantastic property. It's so cool to go out there and get a sense of it. So again, you need to be able to go though on Saturday, December 13th. That's Saturday night. So make sure you don't win the tickets and then try and switch the dates because it's a firm date. But they'd love to have you, and we'd love to have you call and win. Food's phenomenal. Again, okiefarm.com. You can get more information, okefarm.com, about the farm at Okefenokee. But, yeah, let's take caller number 2 right now at 641-1010.
Love it, love it. You're going to the farm, and you'll be glad that you did. All right.
I can't wait to go back.
I can't either. We're going to go back there, and I think we're taking the wives, and I think it's a big time, and I can't wait to do it just like you can. All right, let's my last segment here, I've got to bolt a little bit early, but you'll wrap it up. You'll say hello to Rick the whole bit. But before we do, let's take one more glance back at that fantastic win at the bank yesterday. I mean, from the minute it started, the Jags were the aggressor, the more physical team, the better team. Some of the numbers, again, the Jags never punted. First time in Logan Cook's 8-year career as being the punter, he hadn't punted. The Jags
hadn't happened for the franchise since 2012.
How about that? So it's been that long.
It's never happened since I started covering him in 2013, so I'd never seen it.
I've called the game since 14. I've never seen it. So Lee, I've never seen it as a play-by-play guy. Didn't punt, 1 penalty. First downs were 30-8. I want to say, by the way, Justin Herbert was second in the league in yards passing to Daniel Jones coming in, averaging 261 a game. What were his total yards passing?
Like 88.
He was in the 80s.
Yeah, I mean, his passer rating was 44.0, which is grotesque.
So total yards passing, he had averaged 261 a game. That was second best in the National Football League. They held him to 80-something. I mean, that's how good they were. He was pressured 48% of the time, one of the highest totals in the league this year. This team that could not rush the passer, rushed the passer like they were the 85 Bears. It was one of the most bizarre things you'll ever see, and it was glorious to watch.
It really was. I mean, what an effort, Liam Cohen, what an effort by Anthony Campanile, and of course, what an effort by the players, particularly the guys in the trenches. I mean, it was just an ass-kicking for 60 minutes up and down the field. I mean, Jim Harbaugh after the game was like, we got beat in every phase. I mean, we got out-physicaled, we got beat every way you could get beat in a football game. And he's right. I mean, the other thing that you have to love about it is the Jaguars, once they had them, they never even gave them a breath.
Right.
I mean, it was just knockout punch after knockout punch. And again, LA, there could have been some variables as to why they didn't play their best yesterday, but that is a really good team. And again, we talked about it. The stakes were huge. I mean, you now have a tiebreaker over the Kansas City Chiefs and the LA Chargers.
Yeah, and I will tell you, when you watch an NFL game and both backup quarterbacks are in the game, you never see that. Yeah. You never see a game that is so out of reach that both teams pull the quarterback. It just doesn't happen, and it happened in this game. So it was a terrific win for the Jags. There's no question about it. They needed that, and again, I think they're well positioned. The schedule, at least from a record standpoint, the records of the teams you play, the schedule lightens up a great deal. The Jags are starting to get some people back. They've got some confidence. They clearly are a confident team. They now start to get, again, my expectation is Brenton Strange, Jordan Lewis, Anton Harrison, all back. Brian Thomas Jr. Now, I don't know this. No, they haven't said. I'm just guessing. I could be wrong on all of them. But my guess is there's a chance all 4 of those guys are back this week. You agree with that?
I do think they've got a good chance because, most of those guys were participating in practice to some fashion. So, yeah, usually that normally is a good indicator that with another week, good chance to play. So, but I mean, I'll say this. I'm not all that worried about it. After the way they played yesterday,
right.
I mean,
whoever plays.
Yeah, I mean, because then obviously you got to take those guys off the field to put the guys back. So it's a good problem to have. And so, yeah, and I think Lewis, Strange, Harrison, obviously those are massive. Brian Thomas Jr., I still want to see him kind of round back into form. But obviously, going on the road, you want to have as many of your weapons as you can. But I'm with you. I would think Brian Thomas Jr. will probably play, but maybe you start seeing a little bit less of a focal point in the offense.
At one point, the cornerbacks in the game, Christian Braswell was the nickel, Jarian Jones and Monteric Brown were the outside corners. Did you realize that?
Yeah, Braswell played 40 snaps because Newsome got hurt 6 plays in.
So most of the game, Monteric Brown and Jarian Jones outside, Christian Braswell in the slot. If I'd have told you in July they have a game against Justin Herbert and all those receivers with Monteric Brown, Jarian Jones, and Christian Braswell in the slot, you'd have laughed at me. I mean, think about that, Hayes. That's you talk about going down your depth chart. When the season started, it was Tyson Campbell, Jordan Lewis, and I'm drawing a blank, and Travis Hunter. So none of the three that you started the season with. So then you traded Tyson Campbell. Well, the guy you traded him for wasn't in. It's amazing. It's amazing how many backups played really well.
The Jaguars have a great coaching staff. I mean, I don't know how long Anthony Campanile will be here before he gets a head coaching opportunity, but because I think it will eventually. It may not be this offseason, but I would think
it's going to happen.
I would think it's closer than far out. But what a wonderful job that Liam Cohen and his staff did. And the players, again, deserve a ton of credit as well.
Yeah.
For them to be able to maintain the anger from the Texans' collapse, but then harness that and do such a focused, intense effort and to play so mentally sound. One penalty, that's spectacular. And now Liam Cohen knows you can do it. So now as the head coach, and he's already said this, guys, you showed me. Now we need to see it consistently.
We'll see if they do. We're going to take a break. I'm going to get out of here. You're going to wrap the program.
Have a wonderful night.
We'll be back tomorrow. Appreciate it. Same bad time, same bad channel. Bucky Brooks at 4:15 tomorrow. Jeff Dancer at 5:15 tomorrow. A lot of fun coming up. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
This is Brent Musburger's Visa in Action update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
The latest odds for Super Bowl 60 with the Philadelphia Eagles beating the Detroit Lions on Sunday night. They are the betting favorite to win this year's Super Bowl for the second straight year. The Eagles are plus 500. The Los Angeles Rams, now on top of the NFC West by themselves, are plus 550. The Kansas City Chiefs are plus 800 despite a 5-5 record and a road loss to the Denver Broncos. The Buffalo Bills, coming off a win against Tampa Bay at 7-3, are plus 850 to win the Super Bowl. The Lions are plus 900. The Indianapolis Colts and the Seattle Seahawks are both plus 1,000, while the Baltimore Ravens are plus 1,300.
Progressive helping veterans drive their lives forward. More info, keysofprogress.com.
I'm Tony Desiri with your Visa in Action update on 1010XL.
I'm Chris Campione. Veterans have given so much in the service of our country, but when it comes to legal challenges, you shouldn't have to fight alone. At Campione Law, we're here to help veterans like you get the support and compensation you deserve. Whether it's a workplace injury, a personal injury claim, or navigating a veteran's disability claim, we'll stand by your side every step of the way. Your service to our country matters. Let us serve you with the dedication and respect you deserve. Call Campione Law for a free consultation today. Campione Law, fighting for veterans, fighting for justice. Visit CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione, Campione Law.
This is your escape. This is your next adventure. This is Mazda, and this is Mazda at the Avenues. Lauren Brooks here. Right now, purchase any new Mazda model, and Mazda at the Avenues will match your down payment or your payments for 1 full year. Plus, every new Mazda comes with 3 years, 36,000 miles of maintenance at no additional charge to you. This is luxury, and this is the start of something new. This is Mazda at the Avenues. For complete details, call 904-430-8047.
We're certainly facing interesting economic times. For me, it's comforting to know my money's in good hands with ITP Partners. Jacksonville guys taking care of my Jacksonville money. Experience? Yeah, that's Chris Bryan, Jeff Hartman, Reagan Wright, Dan Abel, Scott Regner, Janice Cobb, and Reed Wingate. They have the expertise and knowledge to take care of your money. For more info, go to itppartners.com. ITP Partners, they're my financial partners for life.
Non-compensated client testimonial may not be representative of all client experiences. No guarantee of future performance or success.
Slacker plumbing.
Yeah, hey, listen, I need a plumber over here right now.
Yeah, well, we don't have any openings for about 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Yep.
I was just changing the shower head and the water line broke and it's flying everywhere.
All right, 1 week.
What if I throw you an extra $100 to come now?
What's the address?
It's 205.
Oh, I guess he changed his mind.
If you've got a leak that can't wait a week, call Roland Reich Plumbing and fix your plumbing problems fast.
WinterPlumbingJacksonville.com. Your home is your sanctuary where memories are made. Jack's homeowners trust Superior Fence and Rail to make their home feel safe, secure, and complete. Imagine a classic wood fence for privacy, sturdy aluminum to protect your pets, or a modern vinyl design that boosts curb appeal. Every fence is built with precision and pride, standing strong in every season.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Pork, chicken, brisket. Sometimes the best choice is not having to make one. That's why we're bringing back originals like our Sunny Sampler and Pork 3 Ways. Get your favorite proteins, 2 sides, and bread, starting at just $16.99. A little bit of everything, a whole lot of value. That's why it's always Sunny's here. Sunny's Barbecue, local pitmasters since '68.
Rebound Rehabilitation. 11 great locations across the First Coast, and they're just a click away when it comes to feeling strong and healthy again. If you need the best path to recovery, look no further than Rebound Rehab. Log on and check out one of their great 11 locations.
Ticket here for Action Garage Door. Nothing more frustrating than your garage door misfiring. When it does, I call Action Garage Door. They take action. Jeff and Art and crew, Jacksonville folks, not some big out-of-town chain. Something goes wrong with your garage door, take action. Check them out. Garage Door 911, GarageDoor911.com.
This is Hayes Carline from my friend Holt at Harrell & Harrell. There doesn't seem to be enough time in the day to get everything done. Then you get injured in an accident, and you don't know what you're going to do. Let Harrell & Harrell make it easy for you. Easy on becoming a client. You can just text or email if you want. Easy on finding a doctor and getting through the process. Hopefully you won't need them, but if you're ever injured, call Harrell & Harrell and make it easy on yourself. Call them at 904-251-1111. That's 251-1111.
Brian Wall here with Window World. You know that awesome feeling when you finally find that one place to go to that will give you a top quality product at a great price and then stand behind what they sell you? That's exactly what Window World does. Top quality, energy efficient windows at a great price that keeps more of your money in your bank account. With the absolute best guarantee in the window replacement business. That's why Window World has been the #1 window replacement company in the USA for years, selling more than 1 million windows each year for the past 8 years. That's a lot of satisfied customers, and you can be one too. Save money on installing new energy-efficient windows and save on your energy bills too. You can't lose. And if anything goes wrong with your new Window World windows ever, Window World and I will be there to make it right. Call Window World today or see them online and have them come and give you a free estimate and see why we are so proud of our products and the work we do for our customers. Call Window World or go online at windowworldneflorida.com. And thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, Hammer Time with Hayes, driven by Kia on Atlantic. Southside Kia is now Kia on Atlantic. Check us out at KiaOnAtlantic.com.
I sympathize with Ole Miss in regards to the Lane Kiffin situation. You're having the greatest football season that you've had in quite some time. You have a chance to win the national championship, and we're in the middle of November. There's only a handful of schools that have that chance. The Ole Miss Rebels are one of them. You got a chance to host a playoff game, something that would be a spectacular accomplishment for Ole Miss. I understand it. I do sympathize with the Ole Miss fans in the Lane Kiffin situation. I do not sympathize with how Ole Miss's administration is handling this. You were trying to keep Lane Kiffin. Your best bet in keeping Lane Kiffin is for him to feel like it is home, that this is his family, that these are not bosses, these are not colleagues, these are friends. Ole Miss, I think, is making a major miscalculation by instituting an ultimatum to Lane Kiffin. Stuart Mandel of The Athletic is reporting that Ole Miss has given Lane Kiffin an ultimatum to decide his future before the November 28th Egg Bowl against Mississippi State. What are you doing? I understand Keith Carter, the athletic director at Ole Miss. He is an Ole Miss alum. Graduated in 99. He was a big-time basketball player for the Rebels. I get it. I understand the emotions involved. You've got to rise above that. If you're going to try and keep Lane Kiffin, and frankly, I don't think no matter what they did, he was staying. But for the purpose of the discussion, you've got to be welcoming. You've got to make it feel like, Lane, why would you leave? This is special. This connection is special. You don't burn bridges. You don't issue ultimatums. You think an ultimatum is going to ultimately be what makes Lane Kiffin stay at Ole Miss? I mean, that's ridiculous. Why would you try and extend a relationship based on a toxic element like an ultimatum? Again, I don't think it would ultimately matter whether it's Florida, whether it's LSU, whether it's whatever. I think Lane Kiffin is ready to get out of Ole Miss, and so I think he's leaving anyway. But I think Ole Miss is making it a heck of a lot easier for Lane Kiffin to say, you know what, it's been great, but I'm out. Why would you issue him an ultimatum? JJ, what am I missing here?
And isn't your best chance of winning a national championship or SEC title with Lane as your head coach, even if he is leaving? I mean, the players, we're in the NIL portal era, and it's a Lane Kiffin team. I don't know the percentage of those kids that are probably from the portal, but I bet it's the majority.
Absolutely.
So, like, what do they really care that Lane, after this season, is going to Florida? Probably not a lot because they're the same way.
Absolutely.
You know, so I don't think the team would just, oh, we're not going to play for this guy because he's going to Florida. I think that they will play just as hard. I think it would be a lot weirder if you said, hey, we're going into the playoffs and now Charlie Weiss Jr. is your head coach.
Totally
To me,
agree.
you have a lot less chance of winning if that happens than knowing Lane's leaving but still letting him coach the last couple games of the season. I don't get that, giving him a timeline where he has to tell you. I get maybe telling you guys, like, hey, after the Egg Bowl, we want to know if you're staying or you're going, but I don't think that means if you tell us you're leaving, then we don't want you coaching. To me, that would be crazy. I get like, hey, we want to know you're leaving because we need to look for candidates after that. But to me, it sounds like we want to know so that we don't have you coach the rest of the season, which would be insane for a team that's never won anything.
It's completely insane. And you bring up the best point of all. Most of these players, it's their final year of college anyway. So do you really think they care?
And they
if
haven't
Lane
been at
Kiffin
Ole Miss
leaves?
for like 4 years.
Right.
They haven't been recruited there since they were freshmen. You know, that's not really how it works there.
It honestly could be even something that galvanizes you as a team. Like,
Exactly.
look, this is it. We're in this together. We're going to make a run, and then we're going to go our own way. Let's make sure we go out on a special note. I think it's idiocy on Ole Miss's part. Again, this is nothing against their fans. I do sympathize with what Ole Miss fans are going through, but I think it's a major misstep by Ole Miss's brain trust to issue any kind of ultimatum to Lane Kiffin and force him to make a decision by some artificial timeline that they think works best for them. With that being said, let's say hello to Rick Ballou.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Rick, good to see you, man. How about those Jags? I know you'll get all into it coming up on into the night, but what a 3-hour football game for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Just incredible. I mean, absolutely, totally unexpected. I know you and I, during Duval Rundown on Friday, I didn't think they could win this game because of the injuries, because of, just dealing with blowing a 19-point lead. And really the word was respond all week, and I'm just blown away, totally impressed with the way they coached, the way that they played, backup players, newly acquired players, guys who were forced to come in. Christian Braswell has been on this roster, practice squad, regular squad for 3 years, hasn't done anything, came in and didn't give up a reception yesterday.
Yeah, 40
when he was
snaps.
called up. It was just it was a great win. And for the fans right now, they should really be enjoying this. I mean, I thought there was a good chance it would go the other way. I don't think they've won in Arizona since 2005. That's always been a tough place for them to play. Now, all of a sudden, that's a very gettable game. Tennessee's a very gettable game. It's good stuff right now for Jaguar fans.
Without a doubt. What's coming up?
All that. I mean, everything. Just an incredible weekend, both college and pro, but obviously the Jaguars will be what we will start with and probably spend the entire show on, to be honest with you.
Awesome. Looking forward to it. We'll be listening. All right, that's going to do it for us. For Frank Frangie, for JJ LaSelva, I am Hayes Carline. Stay tuned into the night with Rick Ballou is up next. You're listening to 1010XL, 92.5 FM.